The first time I saw the GTS3, I thought to myself, wow, really? These ridges are really weird. And now there's the WR without ridges. Or as I prefer to think, why ridges in the first place? Okay, 3.47 is the world record, but this is not the cube that was used to set the world record. How misleading. Wow, really cool stuff in here. All right, this is for later. Now, corner cutting. Reverse. Of course, almost line to line. Cannot. That's very reasonable. Don't expect it to do that. And there's regular corner cutting. Okay, confirmed. It's just a GTS3 without ridges. So far, pretty much the same as a GTS3, although I notice it's super fast, and now I realize why. It's because of this stuff in here. So if you own a GTS3, you can skip this quick part, but I'm going to talk about how these things work. So let's briefly go through this accessory box. So we have a MoYu screwdriver. I have like 50 of these. These do absolutely nothing, and here's an extra core. Under each center cap, you can make the spring stronger or weaker. If this blue thing gets lifted up, the spring is compressed, making it stronger. And if it goes farther down, then the spring is weaker. So what I'm gonna do is set this to be the highest, because that's what I had on my GTS3, and we're gonna see how that goes. And then I'll talk about what this exactly does. So I use this tool given to me here, or I can use my fingers, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to put it on this thing. And then as I twist counterclockwise, the teeth will move upwards along this. And if you look at this part right here, it's very hard to see, but it's going to get to the highest point right there. And if I move it one more spot over, it's going to go all the way back down. So the higher this is, the tighter or the stronger the springs are going to be. There we go. And I'm going to make every single side like this. Okay, the springs should be stronger now. And that's starting to feel more like a regular GTS3. So on the GTS3, I always had the strongest setting because I don't think anyone really uses the looser settings, and a lot of people use the tighter ones. So a bit more detail about how the spring strength works. Making it tighter the way I did makes the cube a little bit less flexible but more stable, and it does not affect corner cutting, and it does not affect the amount of pops you'll get. These are just the facts about it, and if you want to know why, then you can watch this video here. This cube is the GTS3 LM. As you can see, it still has the ridges like the GTS3, but the design is the same as the WR, and it also has the same magnet strength as the WR, LM standing for light magnets. I thought the magnet strength in the GTS3 was perfect, and so that's why I don't like this cube. It just feels like a GTS3 but less stable and overshoots more. I think light magnets are really good in a slower cube like the MFD RS2, but here and for the WR, I don't think it works out very well. Okay, I'm starting to form my opinion, but before I do that, I'll just do a solve here. Thank you to Speedcube Shop for sending me this cube to review. If you want to buy cubes, there's a link in the description and a discount code. This is the spring that came in the cube, and this is from the extra set of springs. Because they're longer, once you put the center cap on, this will automatically compress it a little bit more, making these springs stronger. So hopefully this one will give me a better feel with the cube. And don't worry, you can't really mix them up. I'm liking it a lot more. It feels a lot more stable now, and I don't feel like it's gotten much slower, so the magnet strength still doesn't make perfect sense to me, but it is a lot better now. After switching out the springs, my opinion on this cube has definitely improved because now the stability is a lot better with stronger springs. I found the new springs to be quite a bit stronger, and because of that, I don't feel like I have to hold the cube super loose, otherwise I'll be using too much force, which is how I felt when I used the older springs. Now because the springs are a lot stronger, I didn't end up going with the highest spring compression, so with these stronger springs, I'm actually on setting number 5, I believe. I believe any range around this could be fine, it could even be looser, but basically this becomes very useful now because I used to just always put it on the highest. However, I still feel like this cube is very fast and needs stronger magnets. I thought the magnets of the GTS3 were fine because they were strong and it was a fast cube, and I still feel like it needs that magnet strength, although that's probably just a personal preference. The accessory box has extra magnets, but it's not enough to actually replace all of the magnets in the cube, and there are magnet slots in the pieces, but there's no way to remove the magnets from there. It's probably glued in. So I believe the magnets in the accessory box are just for replacement, if any magnets fall out. So because this cube is the same price as the GTS3M, and between the WR and the GTS3M, I think I'll still recommend the GTS3M because in my opinion, the magnet strength being stronger there makes a lot more sense. And also the GTS3 was my main in the past, and I don't see the WR being my main. Obviously it's extremely good and I can still get very good times on it, but I don't feel very confident in it because since it is very fast and doesn't have the strong magnets to complement that, then I feel like I overshoot a lot. Now, because this is a fast cube with lighter magnets, it is a bit hard to control. It's easy to overshoot, so I'm going to show some tips here of what I usually do when that's the case. If you have a cube that's too fast, what you should just do is don't like do the harshest turning you can possibly do. Make sure you just do your turning a little bit lighter because then the cube won't overshoot and you don't need to apply so much force because you don't need that much force to turn the cube. It makes a lot of sense, but sometimes you wouldn't think to lower your force because you want to turn as fast as possible. If you've tried this cube, let everyone else know what you think about it in the comments to help people decide if they would like to purchase this or not. If you want to know more detail about how I set up my cubes, then you can watch the lube tutorial here on the end screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.